One thing that I've always had a hard time with is I think I have this idea that in order to like be truly great, you have to sacrifice. And for like a lot of people, I mean, you are where you're at because you're a serial entrepreneur. You sold your last company for 800 mil, and now you could focus all of your time and energy on health. But if you would have gone back, obviously you couldn't have prioritized health to the extent that you're doing it now. You can meet somewhere more in the middle. But I guess my first question is, do you think you have to sacrifice for greatness, especially your health?
Yeah. I mean, a misconception is I'm actually a CEO of 3 companies right now. So I'm busier right now as an entrepreneur than I have been in my entire life. So a lot of people imagine that I spend my entire day on health. I don't. So I basically have 4 full-time jobs. Is that true? 5. So I run 3 companies. I do health full-time, and I'm a content creator. And so, yeah, I've never been busier in my entire life.
But one of your companies is health. So that sort of makes it easier to be this crazy about health.
Yeah, but it's like such, you know, like when you're doing a startup, it's like you just get, you're drowning in administrative firefighting every day, right? Like employee stuff and vendor stuff and like legal stuff. It's just like, it's endless. And so so even it's health, but it's not. It's like the same functional stuff as an entrepreneur. But I'd say that I understand the sacrifice mentality because this idea that we may be the first generation to die didn't really become a believable reality until... The
first generation to not die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It like legit probably 2 years ago. And this is why this moment is insane, is on this earth of 13.4 billion years, no form of biological intelligence could say, maybe. And just in the past 2 years, as AI has really picked up, and you can see these trend lines that AI is getting really good, and if AI does get really good, it may be able to solve aging at a speed which would make it relevant in our lifetimes. Even 5 years ago, you couldn't say that about AI. It's just the past 2 years. And so it's like the biggest shift in the history of the human race has happened just in the past few months. It's insane, like absolutely insane that it's happening. And if you just look at the patterns, you'd be like, honestly, so I think before the past few months, people would be like, if I'm going to die anyways, fuck.
Yeah.
Why not? Like, I'm going to go for immortality through entrepreneurship awesomeness or what I choose your path. So I totally get why it's so entrenched in people's minds. If you're going to die, play your YOLO game. I get it.
And when you say we might not die, have you seen Pantheon, by the way?
I haven't.
Okay, so Pantheon is the show, and in the concept, people's consciousness is uploaded.
Yeah.
And then they can live forever in the digital realm, but for them to be able to do that, they have to die in real life.
Yeah.
So one version of them dies, but their clone lives on forever. When you imagine immortality, do you think like we can biologically keep living in our body, or do you see it more like your consciousness will live on after you're gone?
Yeah, I'm expecting that all the models we have are probably going to be incorrect. And I say that because when I read history and I look at people's predictions, very rarely is somebody correct. Most everybody's wrong. And right now we're trying to imagine what's going to happen with this co-evolution of AI. I don't think we have any special place in accuracy of modeling out the future. So I just don't know. And so I guess I'm saying is if we technically have the ability to upload, cool. If we biologically can just replenish ourselves and be very safe. But I'm open to all possibilities. But practically, I don't know what it means. I would just say theoretically and spiritually, it makes sense that one could aspire towards that.